Crow Cop looking for his first victory within the Glory promotion. The heavyweights are in the spotlight. Coming up next.
He recently returned to the sport he loves while making his Glory debut in Zagreb. Here is Mirko Crow Cop.
From Croatia, Mirko Crow Cop making his kickboxing debut on U.S. soil, representing Team Crow Cop. The legend's been at it a long time. Only fighter in history to win both the K1 World Grand Prix and Pride Grand Prix.
I tell you, I've known Mirko a long time, and I've seen the progression. He came in as a solid fighter, but he really evolved and developed in the 90s in K1, and then 2000s he moved into Pride, and at the end of this decade he came back over to kickboxing out of the UFC, and he's here with us now. And again, I was impressed with his fight in debut in Glory. Still at this age, he's hanging and banging. He's letting those high kicks go, and that's signature Crow Cop. If the right leg puts you in the hospital, and that left leg might put you in the cemetery. He's not lost his tenacity or his will to fight.
He's coming off that controversial loss to Remy Bonjavski at Glory 14 in his homeland of Croatia. You know, he's got to be extremely motivated, Duke, to get a victory here in the Glory promotion. He's got wins in almost every combat sports promotion on the planet except Glory. Looking to do that here tonight in Los Angeles.
It's safe to say if Crow Cop fights in your promotion, it validates you. I mean, he is the gatekeeper of combat sports. Not even a gatekeeper, he is the benchmark of it.
Now making his way to the Glory ring, this man steps away from an undefeated pro boxing career to get a second chance at tonight's opponent. Here comes Jarrell Miller.
Big baby Jarrell Miller, 25 years old, from New York, with a 22-1 kickboxing record, also an undefeated boxer. Making his Glory debut tonight. He's trained at the famous Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, done some Muay Thai with Renzo Gracie, now with Jim Yu and Kelly Richardson. 9-0-1 as a pro boxer.
As well, the dispatch Pat Berry in the World Combat League. This guy can hit, he comes forward hard, and he's great at backing opponents up.
In LA, we are ready for the Glory 17 headliner. Buckle up because the big boys are ready to throw down. Here are the numbers for this heavyweight matchup between Crow Cop and Miller.
Miller is going to use his youth, his size, and his reach to pressure the very technical Crow Cop. That's going to be the tail of the tape in this fight. If Miller does that, he could defeat Crow Cop. Crow Cop needs to shut down that youth, height, and size.
To introduce our fighters, we return to the Glory ring and Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a controversial 2012 decision set the stage for tonight's headline bout and marks the kickboxing debut on U.S. soil for one legendary fighter. We're scheduled for 3 rounds in the Glory heavyweight division. This bout sanctioned by the International Sport Kickboxing Association. Your referee at the opening bell will be Big John McCarthy. For those those with us live in the fabulous Forum here in Los Angeles, California, and kickboxing fans watching in 170 countries around the world, it's time for glory! Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, he is a former World Grand Prix champion with a kickboxing professional record of 22 wins with 8 losses, 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 6 feet 1 1/2 inches, 1.87 meters, he weighed in at 232 1/2 pounds, 105.5 kilos. He fights tonight out of Croatia. Ladies and gentlemen, Mirko! Here now is his opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner. This New York native trained in boxing and Muay Thai. His kickboxing record, 22 wins with just 1 loss, 10 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, 1.93 meters. He weighed in at 272 pounds, 123.4 kilos, fighting out of New York City, USA. Here is Jarrell, Big Baby Miller. Once again, your referee for this contest is Big John McCarthy.
Jarrell. Gentlemen, over the rules and back, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands all the time. Fight clean, fight hard, fight fair. Touch gloves if you want now. Step back. Good luck to both of you.
One of the best in the business, Big John McCarthy, will be our referee for this heavyweight matchup between Mirko in the black gloves and black shorts and Jarrell Miller in the white gloves. Do not blink, because these are 2 angry, motivated heavyweights. It's a good sign someone's getting knocked out.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Big John being in there with those big boys is going to be a good choice by the California State Athletic Commission.
Closing numbers from Fight Odds has Jarrell Miller a -245 and Mirko Krokop, the experienced fighter, +175. Miller said he really wanted this fight. He's waited a long time to put it to Mirko Krokop. Believes he was robbed in Croatia in that first bout that took place last year.
I tell you, Krokop looks like a light heavyweight next to the mammoth heavyweight Miller.
Well, 40-pound weight advantage for Jarrell Miller in this fight. Krokop will look to use his speed to avoid that shot. And left hook from Krokop gets through, and Miller clinches. He's got to watch that. He's used to boxing, clinching. Unless you immediately attack with the knees, you cannot clinch more than a second in glory. And there is a low knee by Jarrell Miller to Mirko Krokop. That one landed south of the border. Krokop will have 5 minutes to regroup.
Well, I tell you, I don't think a big man like Miller should be trying to kick as much. He's got his boxing pedigree. Touch him with his jab and let those right hands go. Left hooks, uppercuts. Use his boxing pedigree.
We didn't expect any kicks or knees from Miller in this fight. And speaking with him in the fighter meetings, he said he was coming out to throw bombs, use his boxing background, and knock Krokop out.
You can see, too, the guard he uses, kind of a lot of the boxers on the East Coast, almost Paulie Malignaggi style. They like to drop the front guard and shoulder block, similar to Mayweather, but very, very useful in the boxing industry. Not always the best for kickboxing.
Patented high kick there from Mirko Krokop. Didn't do a lot of damage, but starting to find his zone and his range.
The one disadvantage that Miller has coming from boxing, especially he's getting more fights, he's used to boxing more rounds. This is a sprint, and sometimes in boxing, it's a cross-country race. You go longer rounds and you feel your opponent out in the first round. And maybe even 2, you give up a couple rounds and come get them later. We don't have time to do that tonight.
Low kick from Jarrell Miller. He gets a right hook through. 30 seconds to go in round number 1, scheduled for 3. Mirko Krokop and Jarrell Miller. Jab from Krokop.
I tell you, Krokop shoots to fight big dudes. Go on the internet, watch him smash Bob Sapp with a vicious high kick. So this guy's really tiny next to Bob Sapp.
That kick from Mirko Krokop to the ribs of Miller echoed through the form. But Miller pushing forward and lands some shots to end round number 1. The 39-year-old Mirko Krokop still in incredible physical shape. He may have replaced some of his speed with more power punching today, but looking good in that first round.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing too. When the guy gets close, he smothers Jarrell Miller's punching power. He's not giving a lot of chance. He's doing a good job of counter punching on the inside as well.
More strikes landed by Mirko Krokop. Jarrell Miller only landing 6 shots, but Duke, this is a back and forth first round. How do you score it?
I'm going to give that one to the Krokop.
Round number 2, Mirko Krokop comes out in his southpaw stance. Jarrell Miller in the white gloves, orthodox. Miller 9-0-1 as a pro boxer. Looking for revenge on Krokop tonight. Little short, sharp shot got through there by Miller. Pushed Krokop back a little bit. I'm a little surprised that Miller's not throwing more bombs here.
Yeah, and he's trying to almost technically kickbox with him or kick. I was expecting some more punching myself.
And not doing much with the jab. Another huge kick from Krokop to the ribs. John letting the fighters clinch there for a few seconds, then breaks him up. Under 2 minutes to go in round number 2. Miller misses with another knee. He's really not even getting close with those. That one got through, but I don't think it did too much damage.
He needs to bring that knee to the face if he's going to use it. It's there.
Krokop with a low kick to the thigh. Having success with both the kicks upstairs and downstairs.
Let go of his head. Let go of his head.
Well, Miller complained too that Krokop was headbutting him in that first fight too.
Well, when you have a righty versus lefty in striking, you can't help it. It's a little awkward angle. See how their heads naturally touch each other? It's a problematic situation when two guys are opposite stances.
When those two clinch up, Miller just looks like the behemoth. Like they're almost fighting in different weight classes.
Well, I tell you, speaking of headbutts and fighting, I saw Evander Holyfield here. He knows a little about someone headbutting and maybe biting an ear off. You know, but yeah, it's a hard thing when you're both trying to come forward. The heads naturally come together, like there.
Krokop again with a solid kick to the ribs. Jarrell Miller caught it, but you have to quickly make a move and then let it go. 30 seconds to go in round number 2.
Nice burst of energy there by Krokop. You can still see he's got some snap in those punches.
Oh! Krokop has been really successful with his kicks to the body.
Hands are free. Your hands are free.
Nice little hockey punch there. Grab the head and coming up with an uppercut. Good body shot.
Well, we are at the Forum, former home of the LA Kings.
Good job.
And speaking of some of the greats, there is the former champ Evander Holyfield, who has really become a huge Glory kickboxing fan. Great to have Evander here in LA.
Last one.
nice body kick there. He stumbled a little afterwards, but now, oh, that shin just grazed. And that's why everyone showed up to watch that. If we're talking basketball, that was a slam dunk Lakers style then that Cro Cop was trying to throw. Hey, there's my boy, my man, Joe Rogan. He's a huge Glory fan, everybody. We had a great time talking Glory on the Joe Rogan podcast. Download it, check it out on the internet.
Huge fan of Glory Kickboxing. Glad to have Joe Rogan here in LA at the Forum. Ron Kruk along with Duke Rufus. We are set for our third and final round between Mirko Cro Cop and Jarrell Miller.
He's got him hurt. It's that backdoor hook. He's catching the blind side with that right hook right there. He sees it. Not Jarrell, but Mirko. He's seeing an opening there.
And again, Miller's the one that's throwing the kicks and knees in this round. Big John separates the fighters. Cro Cop destroying the ribs of Miller. And again, that one was south of the border. Mirko Cro Cop grimacing in pain.
Take your time.
That's the second low blow delivered by Jarrell Miller.
Stand up real quick, come over here.
Cro Cop will take as much time as he needs to regroup. It's like he shakes it off pretty quickly.
Fight.
What happened, he was throwing a side kick, he landed, and Jarrell Miller was kicking under with his round kick.
Get apart.
Well, Cro Cop doesn't trash talk, but you could tell he was motivated for this fight because Miller has been doing enough trash talk for both of them. He was motivated to get the victory again over Miller, but also his first win in the Glory promotion. 2 minutes to go in this third and final round. A lot of action. Fighters press up against each other, separated by Big John. Cro Cop was originally scheduled to face Sergey Haratonov, but he was injured. Now here comes Cro Cop.
Wow, he still got that killer instinct and throwing those kicks up to the dome. Oh, man.
And now a third low blow. Jarrell Miller doesn't think that it was low, but the man that counts, John McCarthy, does. We'll see if he deducts a point or it's just a warning.
Fine. Stay there.
Take a look at it, our replay.
I told you stop. There's not going to be another one.
Close,
okay?
but to me, that looks like a knee more to his belly.
Fight.
Either way, no point taken away, and we're approaching a minute 20 to go in the third and final round.
Right now, Cro Cop's outboxing the boxer, if you ask me.
Miller needs to do something and do it quickly in spectacular fashion.
Don't grab the hold and do it. Time.
1 minute to go. And really, Jarrell Miller doesn't seem to be pushing the pace right now. Another shot from Cro Cop to the ribs. He's really broken down the body of Miller.
That's what you got to do against a big guy. You know, hit him where it hurts, the legs, the arms, the body.
Technically sound fight from Mirko Cro Cop, using the years of experience in the ring. Under 30 to go. Miller needs to land that big punch. Probably needs the knockout.
Hands are free.
Big knees blocked by Cro Cop. 10 seconds to go. High kick from Cro Cop. Only fitting that Mirko Cro Cop would end that fight with one of his patented high kicks. The big man, Jarrell Miller, just couldn't do much against Mirko Cro Cop. Miller with that 40-pound weight advantage, but couldn't really get anything to land as Krokop used his speed and looked very impressive, Duke.
I gotta say, he's used to fighting big men. Like I said, he took out a huge Bob Sapp. He's fought the biggest and best back in the day in K1. Fought a really big Mike Bernardo. You know, he's used to it, and he had a great performance tonight. The Glory Girls getting down. They like it here.
The Glory Girls getting down and getting ready for the pay-per-view tonight, of course, at 10 p.m. Eastern. Glory presents their first ever pay-per-view, the Last Man Standing tournament. Middleweights, 8 men will battle it out. 7 will fall. 1 will be crowned champion. Well, let's take a look at tonight's highlights between Miller and Krokop.
Good, and Krokop going to the body. He was really surging like with his body shots. Beautiful shin upside the guard there. Tried to go for that head kick KO. Great performance by Krokop.
Took a few low blows, but he was ready to, he shook them off and got back in there. Tonight's Strike of the Night is brought to you by 300 Rise of an Empire. Own the Blu-ray this Tuesday. Digital HD available now. Well, there's no question Andy Risty's KO of Kai Hollenbeck. 35 seconds of round number 1. Easily tonight's Strike of the Night. Let's get the official decision for this heavyweight bout and go back into the Glory Ring and ring announcer Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Chappell and Judge McKnight score this bout 29-28. Judge Bellarto 30-27. A unanimous decision, all for your winner, Mirko Krokop.
Mirko Krokop earns his first victory in the Glory promotion and improves to 23-8. Glory 17, Los Angeles. Thank you for being a part of it. For the entire crew, Luke Thomas and my partner, Duke Rufus, I'm Ron Crook. Good night from LA.